back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. Oh my goodness, the tea is pouring for Ximena and Mike. And thank you, Ashley Quinn, for pouring this tea and pointing me to the right direction. Because apparently, Ximena is spilling all the tea because she does not care. She's not getting that TLC check like Mike is. And she's not going to get that single life check like he's lining up to get. Because he's filming for something I just don't know. All I can assume is that it's for the single life. But Ximena says she does not care. She is spilling the tea. She got the money from Mike. She didn't get any TLC money. She doesn't owe TLC a thing. So she said the way she met Mike was through not a dating app, my lovelies, not a dating app, but through her cam videos that she has online. And that Mike was a customer, okay? He was a customer that totally disgusted her when she saw him, you know, pleasuring while watching her. She said, ew, ew. So I guess in person it was double ew when you add all the other senses like smell and taste and touch, okay? It's a little too much for the money. But apparently it wasn't like a 90-day thing. He was just kind of got the hots for his webcam girl and pretty much was like, hey, stop doing all that. I'll pay all your bills. So guess what? That's what she did and blamed it on COVID. She stopped working. He paid the bills, but it was just like too much. And then he bringing camera crew in there. And she's like, I don't want to go further with you. I guess she was trying to play the role. But she also said that he kind of put his hands on her. And not in a good way. My little trusty tablet here is low on batteries, but I got to read, so my head's going to be turned to the side a little bit. Let me put on my glasses, okay? And let's go. Let's hear what Ximena says. She says, there's nothing wrong with my son's father. And P.S. Mike is not a stone in candy. I guess that's kind of a saying in Colombian. He is not a good man. It was more gonorrhea Mike who tried to hit me twice. Now, gonorrhea, Mike, that means POS. In Colombian Spanish, gonorrhea means not the disease, but it means POS. Piece of shit. So anyway, he tried to hit me and tried to kiss me, but you know, she doesn't know what man he is. She always saw him on the webcam. And he scratched me over a phone. And he got into a rage. I guess he was thinking that she was talking to more customers on the phone. I don't know. He is not who he say he is. And people are defending him as if he were a good man. And he's a filthy man. The only good thing was when he gave me money. But I never forced him. He gave me more advice. And I thanked him. And now I'm happy without hiding from anyone. And I do what I want. And I live happily away from everything. But don't say that Mike was the best. Why not know what he is capable of doing? It's worse than a hitman sending others to threaten if they come near me. He kills. And I don't know what he does if not threatened. Don't know what he is that pisses me off. Only that I can't tell nothing. I got tired of his S. And I don't give a S that everybody knows, sees the real truth of what happened. And how I met Mike on a webcam page. So he was doing his pleasuring himself. And I did him for the money. But it was disgusting to see him naked. So I kind of believe her because she was like, ew. And then when he came back when she was ghosting him, she's like, why are you back? Why are you back? And it makes sense for why she quit her job. She said because of COVID. But I don't think it was due to COVID. I think he said, quit your job. I'll pay for everything, which he did. He paid for the rent and the appliances and everything else. But it was just like in person, he was worse than it could be on the webcam. And I understand now why she wanted new boobs. Because, you know what? If she could get him to pay for them, she dumps them. and she could make more money on being a model, like she was trying to say on TV. And you're looking at her, she's not tall enough to be a model. And why would you want big boobs? Models are tend to be kind of like a hanger, kind of like they're not voluptuous. So it makes sense why she wants to have the boobs, because she's looking for more money. And she was fine with not needing him anymore, because she just get back on the webcam and make her dough. And that's how they met. They did not meet through a dating site, nothing like that. And I guess she was surprised. And that Mike's coming around with a camera crew, trying to be some kind of Prince Charming and trying to be all up in her kids' lives and saying he's Mr. this or that, but he's threatening other men to not go around her. And Ximena is done. She is over this. She is over this. Not saying she's a saint, you know, but you know what? Her cards were all laid out there. There was not a love. Te amo, he kept saying. He didn't even try to learn her language. Her dad was pushing her off on him because, dad doesn't want his daughter to be a cam girl. But she's like, he's disgusting. He's a client. I don't want him. Maybe his dad didn't know that he was a client. But Ximena knows the whole thing. She didn't want anything to do with discussing Mike. He gets in a rage when she's on her phone because she probably think she's starting up in that business again. Business that he met her in. And all she's doing is doing a hustle. And for him to want to take her on and just pretty much buy her like he was feeding money into the webcam. And so he said, okay, I'll do it. But in person, it was just too much. She had the right to renege. I mean, he's uncouth, he's piggish, he's boorish. He doesn't clean or whatever. He walks in poop and doesn't make sure he's presentable when he walks in the house. And he's a slob. So all that stuff he was trying to do for the camera was just for the camera. I guess he was trying to recoup some of the money he was shelling out there. But Ximena says, hey, the gig is up. I have revealed all. Believe me or not, but this is how we really met. So my lovelies, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of this? He has gotten aggressive towards her, trying to snatch the phone out from her hand and threaten any man to be around her. A little bit of money goes a long way in Colombia. So he could find somebody. He could find a hitman or just somebody to rough up any man that comes near her. So it's just like, I don't need this from something that looked like that. I've had better. So that's Ximena's story. Now, are you believing it or are you not? Are you believing Mike? How did Mike meet her? On a dating app? It's possible. It's possible. But according to Ximena, he's got, I'm sure she said, you pay all my bills. If you want to come lay up in here, you got to pay my bills. If you want exclusivity, you got to pay my bills. You want a cap woman, keep me and mine. But when he came down there unexpectedly, and when she asked for money for a boob job and he didn't pay, she's like, what you doing at my door? What are you doing at my door? You didn't pay it. You didn't pay. So I understand why she put him in the other room. No love for you. It's transactions. Money, money, money. Pay me. I go. So I understand that now. I understand the whole thing. Him buying toys for her kids. That was just painting a different narrative. Maybe TLC wanted that narrative. Maybe Mike presented the narrative to them. But it makes sense why when he came down there, she was like, you in the other room. And when they went out, she says, I want to go out and party and dance. And she came at 10 in the morning. I understand. He should have understood. He knew what it was all about. He didn't make his deposit into her account. Not enough for any special love times. And that's what it was all about. And for him to act all aloof It's ridiculous. And she's still wearing that engagement ring as well. She should. And it's only, you typically should return the engagement ring, but just keep it. Keep it. I would actually pawn it, but I wouldn't want anything attached to Mike but the money. So, but she's still wearing it, and she's turned off all of her comments as well as Mike, because people were coming on Mike and calling him on the carpet for his racist talk. Oh, he had nothing to say. Now, if you're innocent, prove it, Mike. Prove it. Don't get your manager to say it wasn't you when there's videos and your hashtags that not only did you repost the memes, but you added extra hashtags, okay? Then you thought you was going to buy, not a wife, but, a lover. That's what you wanted to buy. And she was like, I can make money, okay? I don't need to be picking up behind you because I'm not going to be your wife. This is why she didn't want to pick up behind him. She says, well, he's throwing his clothes around here in my house. He's a paying customer, and I'm treating him just like that. And the stuff that she was saying, that whole scene where he proposed. Yeah, I'm sure he told her something. The camera was there, and I'm sure she was like, okay, yeah, I'll play for the cameras, but pay me extra. Because as soon as the camera stopped and he went back home, it was over, and she started ghosting him. So, until he came back at her door unexpectedly. So, what do you think of that? Do you think I'm on the right track? Do you think, because I'm believing Ximena. I'm believing it. What do you guys think? What do you think? Am I wrong? Is Mike right? Was this a love connection? And he went to Colombia to meet his amor. But there was no love connection from the other side. Do you think that was it? Or do you think he was a customer? Because he certainly was paying all our bills. All right, my lovelies, we can continue this conversation in the comments section, if you please. And hey, you got to hit that notification bell. And if you have not subscribed, what is holding you back, my lovelies? Anyway, I'll catch you all on the flip side.